Today I'm making a baby Snorlax doll, so let's get to it. The first part of my embroidery file is the applique part. For trimming around applique, I use duckbill applique scissors, which I highly recommend getting. They're one of those game changer supply items. It's really helped me get very close to the seam and do a clean cut. After trimming, I pin a piece of water-soluble topping. Since I'm using minky fabric, which is a thicker fabric, this topping helps create cleaner stitches for your embroidery machine and also keeps them from sinking into the fabric and disappearing. I love using my embroidery machine to make plush because it's like it's bringing my drawings to life. So for each of my embroidered plush, it starts as a sketch in my notebook, and then from there I'll redraw it digitally using Adobe Illustrator. It's funny because even with seemingly simple designs, that part takes me hours, if not days, until I'm happy with it. And then from there I use digitizing software to turn it into an embroidery file. So at this point, all the machine work is done and it's all hands-on work. So my very first step is cutting out all of the pieces. Not gonna lie, I struggled with cutting this out and filming at the same time. After I finish trimming, I carefully flip it right side out, usually using a chopstick, and then I stuff the plush with a mixture of polyester fiber fill and poly pellets to give it a nice weight. For sewing the plush closed, I use a doubled up thread and then the ladder stitch technique to give a smoother closure. After closing up the hole, I go over it a second time so that it's extra secure. I know this part seems long, but I actually trimmed out a lot of it. Hand sewing is just very slow going. So with my final stitch, I leave a little loop, and then I wrap the thread through the loop to lock that stitch in. And then after that, I knot it twice. Once again, struggling with doing this and filming it at the same time. And then my final step is tucking in the knot so that it is hidden and there's no like loose thread hanging out. So the final step for finishing this baby Snorlax doll is to sew on the tail. If you've ever sewn with Minky before, you know that it's very slippery to sew with. So attaching pieces like this, it's very tricky and requires a lot of pinning and a lot of patience. There have also been times where I've completely sewn around a part like this, and then when I'm completely finished, I realized it had shifted and wasn't like perfectly straight or centered, and so I'll have to like completely remove it and start all over again because I'm a perfectionist and that is just, yeah, it has to be perfect. So with attaching the tail, I am once again using doubled up thread and the ladder stitch. I also go around the tail twice before finishing it. I also trimmed this part of the plush making process because once again, it's hand sewing and that takes forever. And with that, baby Snorlax is finally finished! I hope you enjoyed watching this little behind the scenes video. Thank you for watching and have a great day!